The morgue was quiet, save for the rhythmic hum of the refrigeration units. The air was thick with the scent of antiseptic and something colder, something lifeless. Lena had always found comfort in the stillness. The dead never interrupted, never lied, never hurt. They simply existed in their silent, eternal sleep. She had just begun her night shift, a steaming cup of coffee beside her clipboard. It was routine, almost mundane. The night was long and the only company she had were the bodies waiting in their steel drawers. Tonight, there was a new arrival. John Doe. No ID, no family, no apparent cause of death. Another forgotten soul, tagged and left for her to prepare. Lena wheeled the gurney into the prep room, her fingers pressing lightly against the sheet covering his body. Cold, unmoving, just another cadaver. With a sigh, she pulled the sheet back. The man beneath had striking features, pale skin, neatly combed dark hair, and a faint scar across his cheek. His lips were slightly parted, as if frozen mid-sentence. She adjusted her gloves, reaching for the scalpel. That's when she heard it. A breath. Lena froze, a slow, rattling inhale. Her heart slammed against her ribs as she stared at the body. No, that wasn't possible. The paperwork confirmed it. Deceased, no pulse, no brain activity. He was dead. But then... "It's cold," he whispered. Lena gasped, her hands shaking as she stumbled backward. The scalpel clattered to the floor, metal against tile. The man's eyes fluttered open, dull brown, unfocused at first. He turned his head slightly, blinking as if adjusting to the dim lighting. "Where am I?" he murmured, voice hoarse, lips dry. Lena's mind raced. "This isn't happening. It can't be." She choked out, You're alive. Oh my God, I'll call the doctor." She reached for the emergency button, but his voice stopped her. "Wait," he whispered. His voice was soft, gentle. "Please, don't, I'm okay." Lena hesitated, her hand hovering over the button. His voice wasn't panicked or in pain. If anything, he sounded at peace, as if waking from a long, deep sleep. "I don't understand," she whispered. You're supposed to be dead." The man gave a weak chuckle. "Maybe I was." Something about the way he said it sent a chill down her spine. He shifted slightly on the gurney, wincing. His movements were slow, like his muscles hadn't worked in a long time. "You must be cold," Lena said, her voice shaky. She grabbed a blanket from the nearby cart and draped it over him. His fingers brushed against hers. Cold, too cold. But his touch was gentle, almost affectionate. "Thank you, Lena," he murmured. Lena froze. She hadn't told him her name. Her stomach twisted. "How do you know my name?" she asked carefully. His lips curled into a faint smile. "It suits you." The way he said it sent every instinct in her body screaming. Something was wrong. A cold sweat broke across her skin. "I need to get out of here." Lena's body reacted before her mind could process why. She turned, her feet moving toward the door. She needed to leave, now. Her hand reached for the handle. Then, a searing pain tore through her shoulder. A sickening, wet crunch followed. Lena screamed. Fire exploded through her nerves as teeth sank into her flesh. She staggered, pain blinding her, the metallic taste of blood thick in the air. She turned, her breath ragged, her vision blurring. The man, John Doe, was biting her. His teeth were locked onto her shoulder, tearing into skin, into muscle. Lena shoved him back with every ounce of strength she had. He staggered, his lips smeared with blood, her blood. He lifted his head, staring at her with lifeless eyes. No humanity left, just hunger. Lena clutched her shoulder, warm blood seeping through her fingers. Her vision swam, the room tilted. She stumbled against the cold steel counter, her breaths uneven. Her mind was screaming, "Run, run," but her body wasn't listening. A deep ache spread through her limbs. Her veins burned, as if something was crawling inside them. A realization hit her like a truck. He's a zombie, not a miracle, not a mistake. A real living zombie. Lena's knees buckled, her body collapsing against the floor. Her hands twitched. The zombie tilted his head, watching her, curious, waiting. Her heartbeat slowed, her breaths shallowed. No, I can't. She tried to move, but her limbs felt distant, numb. Dark spots bloomed at the edges of her vision. Her fingers twitched, small, involuntary movements. She was changing, The zombie stepped closer, his expression eerily calm. He knelt beside her, his voice a whisper. "Don't fight it, Lena. It's better this way." The lights flickered, and when they steadied, the morgue was silent once more, except for the sound of another corpse, taking its first breath.